Face front, true believers. This is Modular Media's No Prize Podcast. I'm your host, Boingo Writer, and with me in the bullpen today is...
Oh shit, are we doing the show already?
Yeah, we're doing the show already.
Why are we doing it now? It's only 11:30 at night.
Yeah,
Don't we usually start at like 2 a.m. and then go till 5 a.m.?
we tend to go.
Damn it, I thought I was gonna have more time to look, you know?
Look for what?
Uh, so those of you on the toy Twitter might know that this has been a bit unexpectedly Galactus week. Everybody's been getting their Galactuses this week, including me, according to Hasbro. But I have searched this house high and low, and there's no goddamn Galactus anywhere. I paid $400 for that thing, and it's just nowhere. But Hasbro says it's delivered. FedEx says it's delivered. My mom says it was delivered. I don't know what's going on.
So, about that.
What?
It's down here in Florida.
What?
Yeah, no, it says, it got a box, it says Simeon Scott, on the side it says Galactus, it's a picture right here.
How did that happen?
Well, I mean, one white nerd boy looks just the same as another nerd white boy, and I figure they just kind of aim for one of us.
But you're a robot.
I am a robot, but I also have a human meat slave.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. And he loves Marvel, too, didn't he? He's fucking probably got his greasy fingers all over that thing, doesn't he?
No.
Okay, so it's safe, is what you're telling me.
I mean, it is Florida. A wild gator could get it any time.
Damn it.
I just have a feeling you're gonna have to come and
get it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. And you're an 8-hour drive away from me. Jesus Christ. This is going to have to be like a weekend thing, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, weekend thing. You know, you should probably...
Dude, I'm so booked up already. This weekend, I have to put together my new computer, assuming Amazon sends me the right part this time. Then the weekend after that, I promised I'd house sit for a friend of the family. What? I guess, what's the dates after that?
And I mean, I also imagine you want to have a third party to make sure the transaction works properly, like a hostage negotiator.
Shit.
Let's say someone like a snow cone.
Yeah, isn't he like only an hour away from you?
About so.
Okay, so we could like do this at his house. Do you think he's free the weekend of the 11th for the 14th?
I most definitely think so.
Okay, are you?
Meat Slave is.
Okay.
I am as well, but Meat Slave definitely is.
Well then, I've got the brain cylinders firing now, and I'm thinking, because the Aki's in the chat and made a brilliant suggestion. Remember, back in 2020, we were gonna do a meetup thing. It was gonna happen, and then I got COVID, and it was terrible.
Yeah.
What if, and this is a crazy, pulling it out of my ass idea here, what if the Modular Summit is back on, and this time it's the coming of Galactus?
Oh my god. That sounds like a plan.
Okay, I'll text Snowcone in the morning and we'll get it all worked out, but, right now, I think we have a show to do. So, hi everybody, I'm representing the Distinguished Competition, and I'm the Vacuum.
And we have a podcast to do other than comedy bits.
Yeah, more news regarding that on Friday, but we just wanted to set it up, so get hype.
Yeah. It is in a safe location, though.
Okay, good.
I
have to ask, what was your mom and sister's reaction? Did you tell them ahead of time?
Well, here's the thing. Sister's in Georgia. She's been in Georgia. Okay. She lives there now. She's going to college.
Oh, okay. I thought she was going to college nearby. Yep. So what was your mom's reaction then?
Okay, she's just like, all right, whatever.
Okay, I was wondering if you got one of those, Chris, what did you order?
No, no, no. Here's the thing. What happened was I was the only person at the house, and I heard a honk, and then a few seconds later another honk, and I was like, "Oh, neighbors must be doing some things right now."
Oh,
And then I heard a third honk, and I looked outside. It's like, "Oh, the FedEx car." So I walked outside, and the person who was driving it was like, "Oh, I didn't see you there." Like she was about to pack up and leave.
oh,
Yeah.
oh my God! Crisis averted.
Yeah.
Did he have? Did he have like a truck full of Galactuses? Because I've heard some people saw that.
Oh no, they were far enough away. I didn't see that.
Okay.
They just grabbed it full arm, flunk, and just walked it up.
No, no dolly or anything. Just
No, it's not that heavy. It's a hefty box, but it's not heavy.
okay.
You can one arm that thing like gorilla style.
Like Colossus carrying a TV in Last Stand.
Yeah,
Nice.
you can pop it on your shoulder.
Mm.
Speaking of popping up on the,
I'm gonna walk into the stream like fucking Brock Lesnar with the Money in the Bank.
fucking walk in the stream doing the fucking Dr. Lively 3/4 turn shoulder thing.
Yeah. And you can play like some badass content match free entrance music for me. Oh man.
Speaking of
But no.
badasses, we have a lot of badasses we need to talk about because hey, there's no MCU show currently going on. There's no DC show that we're interested enough in to talk about week to week.
We got a drought until Wakanda Forever, and hey, Wakanda Forever comes out the same weekend we were talking about there. Maybe we should do stuff.
Oh yeah.
But for now,
yeah. Episode 25 of Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Fall of Asgard.
Yeah, this is the penultimate episode of the first season, I believe.
Yep. It's a three-part finale, basically.
Yeah, and it feels like the second of 3 parts. It's a lot of everybody's in trouble, they worm their way out of trouble, and then they go, okay, now what are we going to do?
It is very much a setup episode, which is hilarious that this is what we're coming back to.
Yeah.
There's some good moments in this.
Yeah, there's some fun little bits. I was thrown for a loop right off the bat because I completely forgot. This is the episode that gift set comes from. Do you know what I'm talking about there?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
So back in the day on a website called tumblr.com that we both used to frequent, the opening scene where Loki wakes up in, I forget what realm it is, but he wakes up in the realm with the elves and they run past him and they're like, "Run, Archer, Loki's forces are coming." And he's like, "Wait, who are you? Where am I?" And what's a Loki? That was a gift set that used to get reblogged on Tumblr all the time with like captions of, "Oh my god, your first day on Tumblr, lol."
Oh dear lord.
Yeah, that's like a little bit of internet history for you kids there.
Fucking remember Super Hulock?
Yeah, I was Hulock, but I never got Super.
Legitimately, in college, I was a friend with someone who ran one of the biggest fucking fan groups for Supernatural.
Really?
Yes. I think they were called like the Daughters of Winchester or something. Legitimately, they were big enough that they were able to talk to actors and get things for charity going and like...
Okay, that's cool. And I shouldn't laugh. People are allowed to enjoy things in whatever cringy way they want.
No, it's just funny that I fucking ran into a person that did something like that, you know?
Yeah, and like remember back then, even the cringy teenage girls acknowledged they were being cringy teenage girls, and that's kind of what made it enjoyable for me as like a cringy teenage boy.
The big problem with fandom now is just everyone takes it way too fucking seriously.
Uh-huh. I remember back in the day, I used to get legitimately tricked into... There was a short period of time where I legitimately thought through Sherlock crossover because people were so good at making those crossover gift sets.
Yeah. You've lived through Super Hulock vicariously through your friend. Yeah. That era of Tumblr fandom is fucking weird because it's a lot more innocent, and the second... I know what happened. The second Tumblr said, like, alright, no more porn, everyone left Tumblr because they didn't want to fucking deal with that shit, and went to Twitter.
Guilty.
Yeah. And then they went to Twitter, so all the discussion left any nuance because you only had, at the time, 150 characters.
Yeah, and now we're still limited to 280, but every day I see like giant fucking threads that I'm sorry, but as somebody who writes threads every once in a while, if you write a giant thread about something, I'm immediately gonna look at that and go like, nice thread. I'm not gonna read it.
That's the problem. Yeah.
It's a thing, but no, this episode is really good beyond that. Like there's a lot of really cool fight animation in this. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was really impressed with some of the stuff they did with Hulk in this episode.
Hulk had some good
With
shit.
Yeah, I love how he grabs an axe and runs at these ogres like he's gonna fucking cut their heads off, and then he only ever uses it to like ground pound.
There's a lot of fun little bits. I like Hawkeye just going like, all right, cool, I'm doing archer shit with an elf. Sweet, whatever.
Yep.
I
I've
guess
seen Lord of the Rings, I can handle this.
I've seen it. Hank Pym, though, having some badass moments.
Yeah, just fighting to protect his wife. I gotta save my wife. She's unconscious. My wife.
He's
And then
fighting
Valkyrie
giants.
shows up.
That's a badass moment where the giants walk up on Hank and go like, "Yo, what's up, puny mortal?" And he goes like, "Oh, bet I'm big now."
Yeah, that was pretty good. Is it just me, or does like Sif have kind of a weird face because of the way the show's style works?
It's a little bit of the way the show style works. I also think it's because she has a weird tiara.
Yeah, I think it's mostly the tiara, probably just giving off that shape. She probably has a normal head under that thing, but
But we also aren't bringing up the one of the best moments of the whole show was just Cap's stuff all the way through.
oh yeah, like classic Cap in this episode of oh, it's time to end the fight and go. Wait, where's Bucky? Oh, Bucky's not dead. Then I'm not allowed to be dead. Fuck you guys. I'm out of here.
Bucky's not dead. Also, Jack, which I have just the biggest feelings like we need it. We can't have this be Nick Fury because we don't want to introduce that concept yet. So it needs to be like Nick Fury's dad. What should his name be? We know who his name should be. It should always be Jack. If you can introduce a new member of the Howling Commandos, their name has to be fucking Jack. Because of Mr. Kirby.
Oh, okay. I didn't understand that for a second, but yeah, that makes perfect sense. I also love that apparently he's gonna have to deal with Hela in the next episode. That looks really interesting.
I love the look on Hela's face of like, he just goes like, man, we're gonna have some problems. And she just looks like, oh boy, I can't wait to dominate you.
Yeah. Speaking of dominating, Loki is fucking great in this episode. Like, I think this might be one of my favorite versions of Loki.
It's a damned good Loki.
Like, he's got that classic goofy look, but his face is this very serious chiseled visage with the like spell lines under it, I guess, and it sells him as like a serious threat. And the voice actor just sounds unlike anything I've ever heard Loki portrayed as before, and it really works.
But again, this is all set up. Oh, Black Panther's also fighting ghosts, and he finds a way to get out of it.
He says, fuck off, ghosts, and then jumps in a well.
Fuck off, ghosts.
Is.
You're not the right kind of ghost. I know what ghosts like because I'm Black Panther, and I'm trying to remember the right word for it. Basically, he's not a god of death, but he's like a he is to Wakanda.
Is he technically the Wakandan Grim Reaper?
I think it's kind of like a little bit of Psychopomp, but I think Black Panther's more of like what Moon Knight is to Khonshu, Black Panther is to Bath.
Man, I hope we get to see fucking Bast and Khonshu talk to each other in the MCU at some point.
Oh god.
Insane.
Oh, I would just love to see Moon Knight look at Black Panther and go like, "Oh, we're the same," and whoever's the Black Panther at the time go, "We are not the same."
Yeah, you're a fucking hobo compared to me, sir.
And Khonshu goes like, "You're a little bit the same." See, right? I told you. And Basco's like, we are not the same. Oh, come on! Come
Yeah.
on!
Come to think of it, Bast wasn't even in the first Black Panther, so I hope they put him in
Her.
Wakanda Forever. Oh yeah, that's right. Bast is female. I forgot.
Yep. She's
I need to
a.
read more Black Panther comics. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
Mhm.
It's a lot of things to understand with Black Panther, but overall, good episode.
Yeah, this is really
Also,
solid. Really
Tony
fun.
gets to hang out with some dwarves.
Yeah, Tony bonds with the fucking Dwarf King. It's cool.
I love how like immediately the Dwarf King goes like, "All right, I see what's up with you, dude. You're not bad."
Hmm. And as soon as Tony hears about the forge, he's just like, "You ever build a suit of armor?"
Yes, we've built many suits of armor. No, it's a special suit of armor. You saw how I did the thing with the light. I need to be able to do that with more things. Okay, whatever. We can do that. Fine.
Yeah, it's not. You act like it's hard. We do that every day.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a middle part of a 3-part finale, but it's good.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching part 3 next week.
Yeah. But next we got some toys and other news. Hey yo.
Yeah, there's a lot of news this week. Actually, I did not expect there to be this much, especially because primarily it is toy news.
It is primarily toy news. We do got some MCU news.
Yeah.
And we'll go through some of this bits real quick as soon as I can get them open.
Mm.
But in the meantime, we'll vamp a little. We'll vamp and vomp.
So Stiltman has been banished to being on top of my printer because he fell over on top of like 5 army builders the other night.
Good lord.
Which is why I tweeted just with no context, Stiltman is a bastard. Because that was really hard to untangle and set back up.
But we'll see what we got some news to talk about. A lot of news. Some of it people have been discussing in various places.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Things, especially in terms of like live action news, it really popped off as like right after we did last week's episode.
I think it's also because that's kind of when Black Adam started being.
Hmm. Like we got to talk about the post-credit scene for Black Adam last week, but we didn't get to talk about the repercussions of that.
Yeah. Also the repercussions on like fan culture of like how weird that movie's been.
Yeah, I've seen people say like it's solid, it's fun, or like it's the worst thing ever. Um, and the people who have been saying it's the worst thing ever are either known Snyder fanboys or people who I already think are way too harsh as critics.
I saw one thing of just like Comics Explained, that YouTube dude posted on Twitter of like the people who don't like Black Adam are the ones who like to sniff wine and just say movies are art.
Oh boy.
Which I mean, like, that's anti-intellectualism, sure, but also like I can understand the sentiment of like not every movie needs to be The Lighthouse or Antichrist or something like
Or
that.
The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
And like we are kind of in a glass house throwing stones right now because like neither of us have seen it, and I'm probably not going to see it until it's on a streaming service
Oh
and I
no,
can
I'm
torrent
yeah.
it. But like from everything I've seen and heard, it looks solid enough that I'm like, yes, I will check it out when I don't have to pay and drive to a theater to see it.
Yeah, that's the big problem. Is like nothing in the movie is is making me go like, "Oh yeah, no, I need to go see that," you know?
Yeah, like I was even in the strip center for my local theater on Saturday morning, and I was like, should I? Nah.
All right, we got everything up, so we don't even have to vamp again in the middle.
Sick.
As soon as this pops up, we'll be good. So first things first, we I think we talked about this once already in a couple
Yeah, we
places.
talked about that it was rumored last week.
But yeah, no, Harrison Ford is set to play General Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross for Captain America: New World Order.
Yeah, and he's going to be in Thunderbolts too, which is pretty exciting. I know there are already photoshops of him as Red Hulk, But honestly, I don't see that happening at all.
I can
I
see
think
him voicing a Red Hulk, but not doing any of the physical stuff. Like, they would use
no.
a body double.
Yeah, I think we'll probably get 10 minutes of him saying intimidating stuff in both movies. I don't think he's going to do any superhero things.
No.
But
I do hope he does grow a mustache.
Mhm. I am looking forward to seeing him play off some of these newer, younger actors, and I'm especially looking forward to the promotional interviews for the movie he does, where people ask him weird, random questions about the MCU, and he's just like, "What the fuck?" Because that is who that man is. He is an old man who does not give a shit about your franchise fixations.
Oh, no, but he's gonna work his ass off for the movie.
Oh yeah, he already works around the clock.
Like, that's the thing about Harrison Ford, is like, he will absolutely despise you if you are so fixated on these, like, worlds and universes that that's all you can talk about.
Mhm.
Like, I think he's fine if you go like, oh yeah, I like Star Wars, but I also
Yeah.
watch other movies. He's like, oh yeah, no, fair.
Yeah, I've heard he's a really nice guy on set and to people when you're talking about anything but that too. Like the oh man, did you see the story about how he reacted to seeing the short round actor at D23? That warmed my heart.
I mean, I saw the hug,
So apparently, because I'm not saying his name because I don't want to mispronounce it and be seen as an asshole.
and
The
I'm not
short
saying
round,
his name because I don't remember it.
Yeah, the short round actor gave an interview recently where he got asked about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I was just walking out from my panel, and Harrison was walking towards his, and he goes, 'Are you short round?' And I nodded, and he just said, 'Come here,' and then we hugged and took the picture, and it was great."
Yeah, it's nice that that's like that's good memories for them, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think Harrison Ford would be a great Thunderbolt Ross.
Hmm.
It's sad that the original actor died, but hey.
Yeah. Hopefully it goes well.
So the next bit of casting rumor. This is much more rumor than it is confirmed. There is no confirmation yet.
Yeah.
Though it
A
is
lot of people have been talking about this.
it is coming from a reputable source. We're not going through the reputable source just because that we focus in on things. Just don't worry.
Yeah.
Reportedly been talk on set of Ironheart of Sacha Baron Cohen playing Mephisto.
Yeah, because the main villain of Ironheart is going to be the Hood, and apparently they want Mephisto to be the person who gives the Hood his powers in this version.
Instead of Dormammu.
Which I'm fine with that change, and I'm also kind of in love with this casting. Like, I won't be heartbroken if it doesn't happen,
Mhm.
but I also think it's brilliant because I know people want Mephisto to be the evil, be all end all, dark lord of the underworld, but I'm one of those people who thinks of Mephisto as the cheesy ooh guy.
Oh, the Sal interpretation.
Yeah, Sal's Mephisto is my Mephisto.
Um, I think you do a good job, but yeah, it's Mephisto. It's Mephisti.
Yeah, and like
Though
don't
real
forget,
quick,
even though Sacha Baron Cohen is known for being a goofy man, he does have range.
yeah. Though I do see this fucking fan casting would have also been great. Robert England.
Oh, yeah, that'd been pretty good.
For
But you
those
know
who don't know, he's Freddy Krueger.
yeah, but you know who he could play in the MCU if not Mephisto? Nightmare.
Ooh, oh, Jesus, that's it. Just make Nightmare Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, it's literally the same character already. Let's go.
Let's make Nightmare Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking great. But still on MCU rumors. This is rumors.
Yeah.
Marvel
this
Studios.
Is the rumoriest of rumors.
Marvel Studios rumors claims Silver Surfer will be a special presentation. I have massive doubt.
This is such a rumor. I can't even find a source for it. Like I found the source people were reporting for Sacha and Baron Cohen, but this is like everybody's just saying it's rumored that, and I'm like, okay, doubt. Press X to doubt because like it just doesn't seem like something they would do right now with everything they have in motion. Like I think this would make total sense if they'd already done the coming of Galactus in the MCU and Silver Surfer was banished or on his own or one of those kind of things. Like if you want to just adapt the Dan Slott run as a special presentation, I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Um, but don't do that, or don't do a story about the Surfer scouting out planets before you even get your Fantastic Four film out.
Yeah, no, I have massive doubts about all of this. It's yeah, no, I don't
It's
see
a
it.
weird. But everybody was talking about it for like a day, so there you go.
Yeah. Um so we got some updates on the Ezra Miller case. Ezra Miller has pled not guilty to 2 counts of felony burglary. If he is convicted, they could face up a
They
maximum sentence of 26 years in prison and 2,000 in fines.
Yeah, so basically we reported a few weeks back that they had paid to have all their victims shut the fuck up. And apparently either that didn't work or these people just didn't take the money and are still pursuing legal action, which I think is a good thing. With everything that happened, I honestly feel like Flash should be either canceled or Ezra should be recast and Ezra should face some kind of real punishment for what they did, because that shit was knuckin' futs. But I don't know. It's proceeding how it is, and I hope something good comes out of this legal case. And if anything, I'm gonna see whatever finished product comes of the Flash, because at this point, how can you not want to see what the aftermath of the train wreck is?
Yeah. It's wild.
It is buck wild.
We also got a new Superman film with Henry Cavill is in the early stages.
Yeah, apparently audience reactions to the end credit scene from Black Adam, which if you haven't seen it, major spoilers, is Superman appearing with Henry Cavill in the role, and he has the full S curl and he's got like a brighter suit and everything. Um, Apparently that went over so well, and Dwayne was so enthusiastic about pushing for it to happen that Warner's was also convinced to put a new film in development. They have a producer attached, and they're currently looking for a writer. But I wouldn't expect this to be out until like holiday of 2024 at the latest, at the earliest.
Yeah, I
Um,
2025 I'd say.
yeah, probably summer. Uh, Honestly, uh, Aki says they're likely going to recast Ezra. I can see it happening, but they've been so like no fucking make this work so far that like I could see them still putting out the movie with Ezra in it. Um,
You want to
but
know a fucked up
getting
idea I
back,
just had?
what
They reshoot some shit at the end of the Flash movie and
to
make
have
it
it turn in and regenerate.
no. Crisis on Infinite Earths him, and we follow Wally West from now on. We just get a
Yeah,
new guy, and he's just Wally.
yeah, fuck yeah, let's do that.
And we just fly and say like, "Oh, there's always been a Kid Flash. What are you talking about?"
Yeah, no, he was in the background of that one shot of Justice League. He wasn't in the Snyder cut though, because Snyder didn't care about sidekicks. Uh, but no, a new Superman movie with hopefully a new creative direction has me very excited, especially because we talked about this a little last week. Henry Cavill does actually get Superman. He's really into Superman as a character, and like he's a nerd in general and seems like an all-around cool guy. So I'm glad he's getting another shot at the role. I hope there's people writing and directing and pointing cameras and holding lights in this movie who agree with the actual interpretation of Superman that should be on screen, which isn't straight up Christopher Reeve in my opinion, but like just closer to the comics. Like for as much guff as I gave Lois and Clark when it premiered, the few clips I've watched from it since seem like that show really gets Superman.
Yeah.
And I'd like that in a movie. So hopefully we can get that out of this movie. And it would be great if they just straight up ignored Lex from the Justice League movies. Let's go in a different direction. I nominate Metallo, Parasite, and Lobo.
I still think Bizarro would be fun for a movie.
Bizarro would be fun for a movie.
And in fact, we should have had Bizarro in that one movie, but
Yeah.
legitimately, it was right there. It's right fucking there.
Mm-hmm.
All you had to do was like one line of like Wonder Woman going like, "It's some kind of bizarre you."
Yeah. And then like have it kind of turn around after that and grunt, Bizarro, and that's it. That's all you do.
Here's the thing: I'd muffle it a little bit. Bizarro.
Mm-hmm.
See, like he's trying to repeat what she just said, but he can't, and so it kind of sounds like Bizarro.
It wouldn't fix that movie, but it would put a nice band-aid over one of the biggest cracks in the wall.
I think DC has found their Kevin Feige, and of all people, it's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Dwayne Johnson says the potential for Black Adam versus Superman isn't his end goal. We want to create long-time storytelling culture for DC.
Boingo, the big famous WWE movie star man is the guy who finally advocates for long-term storytelling in the DC movie universe.
You finally have your Kevin Feige, and it's this man.
It's fucking Dwayne. What? The man who bought the XFL from Vince McMahon after he totally screwed it up a second time.
The man who owns a tequila brand that he shills every given moment.
The man who promoted his Black Adam movie while tweeting about the Queen's death. I love this. This man's an utter Chad. He's going to save the DC universe and Warner Brothers as a company. This is the future.
Oh my god!
Just listen to fucking Dwayne.
What if Dwayne fucking buys Warner Brothers from Zaslav?
Matt, James, I love you. Shut the fuck up and listen to Dwayne.
Half of Dwayne's things is just like, what if Black Adam did this?
Guys, I just saw they just did an event that heavily features Black Adam. This should be our big crossover movie. That's a weird random reboot thing with a bunch of characters we haven't even introduced yet. Make it happen.
We can wait 10 years. Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Pariah will be our king.
Oh my god. Oh, I fucking already told you the fucking shade Marvel threw at DC this week.
Yeah, and
we'll get more into it.
But no, legitimately, the news of a new Superman movie and the fact that there's somebody talking sense at DC who seems to have people listening to him gives me hope, makes me happy, and I'm gonna hold on to that hope for dear life until they tell me Man of Steel 2 is canceled.
I kind of don't even want them to call it Man of Steel.
No, I fucking just call it Superman.
No. You know what? Because here's the thing. They kind of want to make sure the continuity is still there. And I think they want to play off of what happened with the Snyder stuff in a lighter way of like, that's the old Superman. This is the new Superman. We need to reference that in order to show what new Superman is like.
Well, I wouldn't want it to be called Last Son of Krypton. So
No.
They could call it.
The first one's called Man of Steel. The Man of Tomorrow.
Let's fucking go! I love that. How did you not think of that?
Because it still keeps up some of the titling idea, but it also frames it as like, this is an idea for the future. This is hope. This is all that stuff. It's not about strength. It's about the future.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. And then you can call the third one The Last Son of Krypton because it's the end of the trilogy.
Yeah. Okay. But hey, we got some Marvel solicitation things happening. Marvel variants covers are reimagining classic Marvel covers drawn by contemporary artists, which is
Uh,
a fun idea.
yeah, I feel like they should do this every once in a while, both Marvel and DC. Although none of these are really ones that I super recognize, except for obviously we have John Romita Jr. drawing John Romita Sr.'s Spider-Man No More cover, which is fucking awesome.
Which is also just beautiful and poetic, but also like it shows Junior is Jr. Jr. is good at art. It just he needs a good team behind him.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. We got a couple others. We got that one. This one's a classic one. I recognize the Spider-Man cover.
Yeah, I recognize it. It's not one that would really.
This is the first appearance of Captain America in the Avengers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see that now.
This is the first appearance of the Vision.
Oh, it took me a second, but I do remember that cover. Yeah.
This is the first appearance of Black Panther, I believe.
Okay.
This is Miss Marvel #1.
Are these all just first appearances?
I think it's just like these are important comic covers because they're big and important. Like this is Carol Danvers' first issue, just done as Captain Marvel instead of Miss Marvel.
Oh no, wait! This next one is a homage to the issue where Elektra died.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that.
And this is of course classic Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I could. What is this X-Men?
I'll look. I don't remember. I don't remember, but it is an Immortal X-Men book, so.
Yeah.
And this, of course, is classic Iron Man. Classic Iron Man cover.
I think I know that one. And then this is the other one that I recognized right away because...
Days of Future Past.
Yeah. It also looks really good. I love the style of this one.
And Spider-Man, adjectiveless Spider-Man #1, which was Todd McFarlane.
Yeah.
I think this might be a Monica Rambeau comic. I think that's what she's from. No, I think this is her first appearance in the Avengers, as like joining the Avengers. I don't know this Moon Knight one. This isn't the first appearance of Moon Knight.
Okay.
That's not the first appearance of Moon Knight. It may be like from one of his main runs. I don't recognize this one either.
Man, Cleo really needs some more color in her outfit.
And this one is... I have the comic right here to my side. This one's a reference to Amazing Spider-Man issue 375.
Oh, damn. Shame you're not on camera this week.
Yeah, no. That one's hollow. It's like foil cover, too.
Okay.
Like, I legitimately have that book. It's right here. It's behind me all the time. Yeah. Go to the previous episodes and you'll see it behind Flesh Person.
Oh wait, I know this one. This is the
Frank Miller
#1, right?
Yeah, this is the Frank Miller homage. Yeah. It's just not in the same exact pose.
Yeah, it's like Come and Get Me, right?
Yeah. I definitely think this is I don't know what this is a reference to. But also, hey, it's Rob Liefeld, and it's not that bad.
Yeah, I think this is Liefeld homaging himself.
Probably. But it's not that bad. Rob Liefeld's is okay in this. It's not the worst.
Although there are no feet in the fucking cover.
Oh, there is no feet. At least he's learned to like.
Hands are just balls.
Yeah, there's implied fingers here.
Oh, Rob, never change.
Rob, never change. It's fine. Rob Liefeld's art is not the end of the world.
Yeah. But hey, speaking of variant covers,
we got a variant cover for Batman Spawn, the new one that's coming out soon.
Yeah, Todd posted up both the one he is doing and the Jim Lee variant, and both look okay. I don't love either of their styles, but like I don't dislike them either. It's just kind of like, yeah, that looks like comic book art to me.
Yeah, it's that like. For all the things that these artists tried to do back in their heyday of like breaking out of the house style, they're now the house style.
The house style.
That's the house style.
Yeah.
And like now to break out of that, you have artists like Daniel Warren Johnson.
You have people who either get ultra cartoonish or ultra realistic looking.
Or like they do something extremely stylized. It's not like cartoony or anything. It's just like again, Daniel Warren Johnson. It's not cartoony, it's detailed, but it's in like a very specific stylized fashion.
Yeah. Now this next thing isn't explicitly comic news, but it does have
but also real quick, here's the Jim Lee cover.
Hey.
I think this is a reference. Is it a reference to like the original Batman Spawn?
It might be. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at that in a while.
Do you want me to grab mine because I know right where they are and I can look at them?
Go for it.
All right, I'll be right back.
In the meantime, well, I don't have a Batman figure, but I moved my Commando Snake Eyes over here because I wanted to put my Ninja one on the shelf, and I don't like having two of the same character on a shelf. So, yeah, this guy's just gonna live on the desk for the rest of his life, probably. But he's still.
It is not. It is not a reference.
Okay.
Thought I'd check. But hey, we got some toy news.
Yeah, starting off, Extreme Sets has solicited their next wave of releases. And if you're not familiar with Extreme Sets, they are a company that does papercraft dioramas you can buy. I've actually picked up quite a few from them in the past. I don't own them anymore because I moved to foam core dioramas, just because I find them much easier to work with. But a lot of people do really like Extreme Sets, and they've had a lot of success. You can get them on most major online toy retailers like Big Bad Toy Store and Entertainment Earth. But obviously, the big thing is, in this next set, they're doing a Hall of Armor diorama, which I think is something pretty much everybody has wanted. And the closest we've gotten to an official one is either the Diamond Select Iron Man 2 figures or the Disney Toy Box Hall of Armor set, which was very popular for a hot minute and could scale with Legends, but it's discontinued now and very hard to get a hold of. So like this will probably be like a good option for people who just want like a really solid Hall of Armor display.
I'm just looking at them. Like this looks like it's perfect for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and like animated stylized stuff. Bunch of boxes for Batman to fight goons with.
Yeah, it's very much their MO that like they don't get licenses, but they will always try and do stuff that's like as close to fitting perfectly with a license without going into we could get sued territory. Like
oh my god, that's
third-party Transformers company.
That's the ballroom.
Yeah?
That's the classic wrestling venue, the ballroom.
Yeah, they've done quite a few wrestling ones. Like, they have one that is just straight up a modern SmackDown arena.
But, like, that's the, I'm trying to remember what it's called. Hammerstein. Hammerstein.
Yeah, that's the Hammerstein, totally. I can see it.
We got a rooftop.
Rooftop is a little bit tempting to me.
We got a tech base. Ooh, yo, get some, like, Doom NECA figures.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. We got some Star Wars looky stuff. And the Hall of Armor.
Yeah. It's a solid wave. Very much some iterations on stuff they've already done before, but
mechanic.
You know, if you're into figure photography and you don't
this is gonna do great for the Hasbro stuff coming up soon. The sports line they're doing.
Yeah.
The locker room.
Yeah. Oh man. So like if you're into figure photography and if you don't want to pay the kind of insane prices that custom like foam core stuff can get up to, this is a good price for you because these tend to run between 80 and 120 bucks a pop. But
hey, if you're really getting any of the Indiana Jones stuff, here's a good set for you. It's Egypt.
Hey, you could put your Tomb Raider or your Nathan Drake figures in there as well.
Yeah. They're good looking shit.
Indiana Jones is coming up soon from
like legit. I have an appreciation for displaying all your figures in a collection on the shelf all at once. I think I'd much rather make little sets and leave most of it in a box. If I only have 10 figures out at a time, but I can make it look cool with sets and props for like a month and then change it out, I'd much rather do that.
Oh yeah, if money were no object and time were no concept, I would buy a house where I could have an extra room where I just went in and did that for like a couple days every month.
Well, here's the thing: just become famous and make it content.
I'm working on it, buddy. I'm working on it.
This is something I have a feeling you're gonna have to talk more through. So Hasbro revenue declines 15% in quarter three as company holds firm on full year guidance.
Yeah, so this is something that a lot of people freaked out about for a day and a half this week, but I was kind of flabbergasted as to their freaking out because the writing has really been on the wall that something like this was going to happen. It was just a matter of when. Because for those of you who don't know, Hasbro's actually been in some kind of tough straits in the last few years. Their CEO passed away, I think it was a year or two ago, and they had to put a new guy in very quickly. And the new guy, Chris Cook, has been doing a good job by all accounts, but he also took over in the middle of a pandemic where they're having all kinds of shipping issues, and the price of shipping and the price of plastic went up. So they had to raise prices on their toys twice, which of course led to a lot of people getting cold feet and either stopping collecting or getting much more selective about what they bought. So I kind of knew like pretty soon revenue they were going to have like a negative revenue report, and as a result of that, stock tipped pretty hard for a day, and people were like, "Oh no, it's the end of the world. We're gonna, all the lines are gonna get canceled, and they're gonna go back to 3 3/4 inch or something. They're not gonna make collector toys anymore." And I'm like, "It's a, it's a bump in the road that
It's
any financial analyst could see coming."
it's a dip. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. We might see some budget cuts next year. We might see some drastic design change philosophy changes in like 2025. But I don't think this is the end of 6 inch collector action figures as we know it.
I mean, realistically, aren't the plastic-free packagings themselves already a budgetary cut,
Yeah,
other than just being green?
a little bit. I can see them being that way.
And
And I
also,
think they also probably are impacting profits a little bit themselves, just because the windowless boxes that or the plastic free boxes that still have windows, there's of course a lot of cases of heads getting stolen and then the stores not being able to sell that merchandise.
yeah. And
Like
there's
the
also,
fucking across the Spider-Verse figures, it's been terrible.
yeah, no, I have just stop doing Windows. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Um, there's also other aspects of it that we're not thinking about. It's like, yeah, a lot of kids weren't getting toys during the pandemic because they were inside a lot more and just watching TV.
Or playing video games
Yeah.
or this, that, or watching YouTube.
Magic the Gathering is probably going to start losing a lot of player base because I watch Magic players from the outside and they're going like, yeah, no, they're starting to do a lot more scummier and scummier tactics.
Well, yeah, and like remember, collectibles skyrocketed during the pandemic, especially stuff like card games. But as much as it's still around, a lot of people are in the mindset of we're getting on the other side of the pandemic now. And so the people who once had time to do that, causing it to skyrocket, are probably going to be getting out of the hobby sometime in the next 6 months, I guess.
And there's a variety of other things of like, even if they are taking a 15% decline in quarter three, like you got to look at the whole pie.
They're still one of the biggest toy companies in the world.
Yeah, but and also like Wizards of the Coast is starting a brand new D&D project and putting a lot of money into that, and they haven't seen any profit bounce back from that yet.
There's a new Transformers movie coming out next year. They've got a new G.I. Joe animated series in development. Like Hasbro still has a lot of irons in the fire that can turn the ship around from this. And even then it's not a huge problem.
And here's the thing: it's not a huge problem for the people making it and us, the people who enjoy the things. The only people this is a problem for is stockholders.
Yeah.
And
And
at
I mean,
that
I
point,
don't think they're going to raise the prices of figures again because of this, especially after how much backlash there was with the last two price raises and how that caused this to happen.
yeah. So overall, it's just a big messy situation.
Hmm. It's a oof, but it's not a oh no.
Yeah, the shares hit 5 year low after revealing that their sales are down because of price increase. But then again, look, it's 65.65 for a stock,
Hmm.
for a
I
share. Come
I still
on.
I still can't really afford to get any significant amount of Hasbro stock, so that tells you that.
I mean, you can buy partial stocks, so that's a
Hmm.
thing.
Yeah.
But yeah. We got Marvel Legends Classic War Machine with Capcom colors.
Yeah, this is a repaint of the modular Iron Man they put out last year
Mm-hmm.
in the colors of War Machine and Marvel vs. Capcom, because in that game he was just a palette swap of Iron Man.
Oh yeah, and with the new Marvel vs. Capcom 2 Iron Man figure they're basically making without calling it Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah, I
Um,
am. I'm gonna skip this because my War Machine has shoulder cannons, but this is still a solid look in my opinion. And I mean, if you're one of those people, Cody, who just buys every Iron Man armor, you're gonna want this because it's a cool, unique look.
oh yeah, but there's also the aspect of like if you want a Marvel shelf of just figures from Marvel vs. Capcom,
Yeah.
like you're pretty okay with a lot of the Legends guys. The Capcom ones are a little funky to get to, but
Mhm.
come on, Hasbro. Come on, Jazzware. Like, someone just make a 6-inch Street Fighter line. Please.
Yeah, it's gotta happen.
Just, like, NECA. Ryu, Ken, Chun-Li, Zangief. Fucking get Luke in there. Jamie. Come on.
I know those names.
You don't know those last two.
I know Ryu and Chun Li, and then I think you went into names I don't know.
Ken.
Oh yeah, I know Ken. I know Ken.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I know
yeah.
I know because he has a terrible Power Rangers figure about to come out.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Uh, there was one other official Marvel Legends reveal this week.
Pretty Boy.
Yeah, they basically did a fun thing where on Twitter, they were posting pictures of the newest Waves Build a Figure, which is that oh, I forget what his name is, but he's the guy who's got like a tank for a lower body.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh, and it was like, oh, we need more Reavers. I should get to work on more Reavers. And then the next day was the 20th, and they've been doing a thing all year, the 20th of every month, a new Marvel Legends reveal. And here's Pretty Boy. And I love the way this figure looks. I don't give a crap about the Reavers, but I really love this sculpt. And I'm kind of annoyed they didn't wait to do that Spider-Man 5-pack so that Silvermane could have been on this body. But screw it, I might just get this and head swap a Silvermane head onto this because it looks so good.
You'll have to paint the neck.
Well, he's got kind of like a fleshy lower head, so
All
you,
right.
you can make it work. The only problem would be if the skin tones don't match, which I wouldn't know until I have both figures in person. But yeah, no, I love how robotic and kind of cool this looks. I think those are new guns and they look pretty solid, though we've gotten
Mm-hmm.
those effects before. And the sculptor, who I believe this was 2D Sculpts on Twitter, he posted the exact panel that he used as reference, and it looks accurate to that panel. But also, is it just me, or does this head look like Bruce Campbell?
Oh, it's very Bruce Campbell.
Hmm. So maybe we can all get our Marvel Legends Ash customs going now.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean,
and
it
one
does.
other thing about go
Isn't
ahead.
Ash doesn't? I would imagine NECA has an Ash toy.
NECA has an Ash toy, but the articulation on it is shit. Like that's from back before NECA was really into articulation.
Ah, shame.
Uh, and one more thing about this is that there has been a rumor going around ever since that because there's a number of Reavers they haven't done yet besides this guy, the rest of the Reavers might just be the next Amazon exclusive 5-pack.
Maybe. But we also have more Hasbro Legends news. We got a leaked figure. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Yeah.
So I think we all kind of knew this was happening, and regardless of how you feel about the actress, I think it was the logical story choice within the MCU. Uh, and I think this suit looks dope.
Yeah, it does look dope, but nothing on the packaging says it's Shuri.
Well, there's been new footage that's come out via TV spots where she's got the arm gauntlets.
Yeah.
Though we still haven't seen her unmasked, so I'm like 90% sure it's Shuri. But yeah, this looks like a great figure. My only complaint is it doesn't look like they still haven't put a lower torso joint on their female figures, and I'm like, if you were gonna start doing that, this would have been a great time to do it.
Yeah. Hey, we still got more leaks and stuff. Not because because I'm pretty sure this is not official. We got a Marvel Legends blob.
Yeah. I really like this is happening. It kind of sucks that this is a leak because I'm pretty sure this and the next thing might be what they're showing during the 1027 stream. Because this looks like the image you see on the back of a box right now. But I'm also just super stoked that it's happening because Blob was one of the only characters that was really desperately in need of a redo from either the early Hasbro or the Toy Biz days left. Like, we need more of a general modern costume Emma Frost. We still need first appearance Iron Man, and we need comic Hulkbuster. But this is a nice step forward, and it looks like a great Blob figure.
Yeah. The only thing is he's not wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and
that'll be the next Blob figure they do in another 10 years.
I'm just changing some things real quick. Don't ignore.
Yeah. I'm ignoring.
All right, cool. We're back. We're good. I mean, it's still getting buffeted a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, your background showed me.
Yeah, it did change a little bit.
Oh, it's back.
And this is the next one. We got a Ronan the Accuser.
Yeah, much more comic accurate Ronan the Accuser. We've of course gotten the MCU look, and we have gotten a Ronan before. He was a Build-A-Figure in like one of the first new Hasbro era waves, but that figure is incredibly hard to find now, so it makes perfect sense that they redo him now. And this looks really, really good. Like, this is a very comic accurate looking Ronin, like classic. And I am into it.
Yeah, look good.
I don't know if I would go out and get him right away because, like, I only really know him from the Guardians movie. Whereas Blob, I'm like, yeah, Blob's a general X-Men villain. You gotta have Blob. But it's still really cool that they're doing this guy.
Here's the thing that immediately gets me, though. Is it just me, or does he look a little bit cartoony?
He looks a little EMH-y, yeah.
No, he looks a little What If.
I didn't even think of that.
What if he's from like a new What If line for the next season?
That could be a thing. That could happen because we've got that Gamora on the way that they revealed at PulseCon. So.
Yep. Next up, Diamond Select Toys Marvel Select Blade is up for pre-order.
Yeah, so I don't know if we saw the announcement for this or not. I just noticed this and I was like, I don't remember Diamond Select ever doing a Blade, so I guess this is new. And it looks okay. I'm not the biggest fan of Diamond Select, but more often than not, their figures are just kind of mid, and this looks just kind of mid. But that's also not bad. I mean, remember, the last time we got a Blade was the Man-Thing wave, and that was a few years ago now.
Yeah. It's... I don't like it when they give Blade weird haircuts. I like it when he just has like a pretty bog standard fade.
Yeah, and just as a reminder to anyone who doesn't collect toys too seriously, this is going to be a little too tall to scale with your Legends. So this is something like if you're collecting just selects, or if you just really want to figure a Blade and you don't have many other action figures, this will probably be fine.
Next up, another Diamond Select figure. We have a Black Panther Shop Disney exclusive. And boy...
I don't like this one.
I don't like it.
like people were saying Hasbro was going too crazy with their cell shading for some of those X-Men figures. This thing just looks bad. This looks like somebody's custom project.
Oh yeah. The worst part about it, the worst part about it?
What?
Look at the hips.
Oh yeah, those old style select hip joints
Oh no,
with
no, no,
the
no. That's not what
and
I'm
there's
talking
no
about.
shading there
There's no
too.
shading on the hips.
That's yeah, no. I would not get this. And like look at that base. That base has almost no detail to it. It's just a chunk of plastic.
This is not good.
This is minimum effort. Oh, we have to have an exclusive this quarter for the contract kind of thing, isn't it?
And like I can see what they're going for with the art on the side. Know what my first thing was when I saw that and I didn't read the headline? That's
What?
a weird Batman Beyond figure.
I can see it, yeah.
Jesus.
But no, this is something that will never be in my collection unless I get it in like a bin of loose figures for $5.
God damn it, Diamond, you fucking ruined the comic book industry and now you're ruining toys. How dare you?
Well, they've been ruining toys, but
But
they're
hey, you
okay
know
at
what they don't
statues.
ruin? They don't ruin statues
Yeah, they're
because
okay at statues.
we got a bunch of other Diamond solicitations and whatnot, and one of the ones that I'm actually kind of going like, I kind of want that AEW John Moxley statue.
Yeah, they announced this and their Punk statue back at SDCC. And regardless of how you feel about Punk right now, I think both are beautiful
Oh
statues that
yeah,
perfectly capture both guys. I would love to have this Mox statue. Like, imagine getting one that's like this and one that's like Yuta with his ROH title and their bookends.
I'm just going like, man, I kind of want them to keep going because imagine getting like a fucking Eddie Kingston
Mm.
or like just like Darby Allin just like on the turnbuckle about to be falling on a coffin drop.
Yeah,
That'd be
I
fun.
hope these sell well and they continue to do them. I'm
Oh
probably
yeah.
not going to get any of them, at least not anytime soon, but I want to keep seeing them be made, you know?
We got mini mates, Dungeons and Dragons from the cartoon.
Yeah, I guess Hasbro must have done some jiggery pokery recently that just allowed the Dungeons and Dragon cartoon license to be freed up because for the longest time we heard it can't happen. The show's in weird legal limbo. And then a few months ago we got Target they're doing a Target exclusive like Marvel Legends style line and now these are happening. So I guess something happened that made it them able to make toys for that, which I'm excited. I watched a few episodes of that cartoon and reruns back in the day and really liked it.
We got another Spider-Man statue, which is it's a cute idea.
Yeah, it's a cool little boy. I could see it being on the comic pop set.
I can see it being like a $10 like fucking vinyl that you get for your kid that likes comic
Yeah,
books.
yeah. It's neat. It's not something I need.
We got a Daredevil looks pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, I like that Daredevil. That looks very Bendis-y.
Yeah. We got a Namor from the MCU that looks pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good rendition of the guy. Electro, not
Yeah.
bad.
Nice to see Electro getting some merch out of nowhere.
Bindlebap, Strange, solid.
Mhm.
And this is Sokatano. This 5-point articulation of Sokatano. Hello.
Hi.
Mom says it's my turn
Uh,
with the Xbox.
Oh no, I remember this thing. They were like hyping this up at SDCC because this is a blown up jumbo like 3 foot tall of the retro Kenner style Hasbro figure from a couple years ago.
All right.
And I'm like, I know there's some weird 60-year-olds who are into that kind of shit, but I am not them. That is weird.
We got a cool Yoda statue.
Yeah, I like this one. This one looks really nice.
Uh, a cool Grand Inquisitor.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay. It doesn't look as accurate as the Yoda, but it's good.
Yeah, solid all around.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Decent work, Diamond. You have escaped our wrath for but a moment.
uh, upgrade suit Green Goblin figure for No Way Home. Hot
Yeah,
Toys.
I don't know if it's called an upgrade. Why they're referring to this as the upgrade suit because it was clearly a downgrade and his shit got all fucked up. But I
I would
also
call it
really
the
like
hobo
this look,
suit.
so I'm glad it's getting a figure.
I would call it the hobo suit.
Mm-hmm.
I still genuinely appreciate how they incorporated the hood into the classic costume for the MCU to have a
Yeah,
semi more comic accurate appearance.
it looks so good. And I love that Hot Toys is putting in their PERS system for this figure, so you can get him the creepy looking around eyes. Oh, that's so exciting.
Oh yeah, this was a
This is
good
one of
Green
those hot
Goblin.
toys. Yeah, and this is a Hot Toys that I would be very tempted to get were I to collect Hot Toys.
Mm-hmm. Look at that! Look at that warm smile.
Hmm. And I think doesn't he just come with the glider, or is that like a separate bonus thing?
I'm looking.
Hang on, I'll open the article.
Yeah, no, it looks like he comes with the glider. Yeah, he comes with the glider.
That is sick. That is as it should be. You should never sell Hobby or Gobby without his glider.
Yeah, ultimately pretty cool.
Yeah.
Really
Great,
cool gobble gobble.
great job, Hot Toys. We're not gonna buy it.
Yeah. Hey, guess what? Guess what, DC fan?
Yes.
Do you want hot anime babe version of DC character?
I mean,
Here's
that is a
Batgirl
very
as a hot
dangerous
anime
question.
babe.
Sure.
It's Bishojo.
Oh, wow. Yeah, these are very hit or miss for me because sometimes DC characters work pretty well in their style and sometimes they don't. Uh, I think this costume design for Batgirl actually works pretty well until you get to the unmasked head. The unmasked head does not look like Barbara Gordon at all to me, but this is actually pretty in line with the style of that Batgirl run, in my
Oh
opinion.
wow, it's Asuka from Neon Genesis Evangelion cosplaying
Right?
Batgirl.
Right?
Uh,
Uh,
have you
but
been
no,
tempted at any of the other Bishojos, such as like Nightwing Bishojo?
I would be lying if I didn't say I'm tempted by every Supergirl statue, okay?
Is there a Supergirl Bishojo?
Yeah, it's in this
Oh, nice.
article.
There it is.
There's yeah. And it's based off of the costume she was wearing when I got into comics, which I've grown to realize like it's a like why people don't like it. It's a little over sexualized for a teenage character, but like it's the costume she was wearing when I got into comics, so it holds a special place in my heart. Sorry.
And I mean, teenage girls dress like this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should grown men be purposely doing that? Probably not, but like,
Mm-hmm. Also, I just realized that statue is a little less sexualized than she actually looks in the comic because the boots go up beyond her knees in the comic.
mm. Damian Wayne, we get a 112 collective figure of the boy.
Yeah, after they teased this way back during their I Can't Believe It's Not Toy Fair on the Line event, we finally get the full solicitations for the first 112 collective Robin, and it looks really damn good. Like, this is without a doubt the new best Damian Wayne figure. The only thing I don't like about it is they didn't show us any shots of it standing next to one of their Batmans. There's obviously that shot of them jumping at the camera, but they're not at the same foot level and the Batman's all blurred out, so you can't tell how tall he is compared to a Batman. However, the solicitation does list his height, and it's like a half an inch shorter than their Batmans usually are.
Ooh.
Yeah. Which, if you want to pretend this is like current Damien, who's a lot more grown up and like he's in his mid-teens now, that can kind of work. But this is basically the costume he was wearing when he first became Robin, when he was literally 12. So,
Yeah, I don't know.
but it looks great. It obviously poses really well. It comes with every possible accessory you would want Damien to have. I think, other than scaling issues, this is a home run for Mezco, and it's yet another Mezco 112 Collective release that really makes me go, man, I wish I could afford to collect a Mezco 112 Collective.
Yeah. And the last bit of news, Darkwing Duck debuts a daring set of covers for the new Dynamite series. Look at these.
Yeah, we still don't know when exactly this is going to start coming out, but these are fun looking variants, even as somebody who doesn't know much about Darkwing.
They're good. It's fun. It's good. It's good Darkwing.
Yeah, you gonna be reading this book?
As soon as it comes out, yeah.
Nice. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on it.
But ultimately, hey, buddies, guys, pals, guess what?
Comics. We're gonna talk about comics on our comic show.
That's the news, and we're gonna talk about comics.
Yee.
You want to know what comics we're gonna talk about? Stay tuned.
Yeah, who's on first?
Don't touch that dial. Are you gonna touch that dial?
I don't intend to.
All right, cool. GCPD, Blue Wall. Tell me about it.
Okay, so this book is really cool, actually, because I, like a lot of people, cracked it open thinking, oh god, please don't be propaganda, please don't be propaganda, please don't be propaganda. And it's like the most anti-propaganda thing I've read in a while. Because for those of you who aren't aware, the current status quo of the GCPD is Gordon retired, I think. I don't know the exact details, but I know it happened during Tinian's run. That he became not the commissioner. And Montoya is the commissioner now. And she is having crazy imposter syndrome. Like, this literally opens with her giving a speech to a new crop of cadets who are graduating about, like, you're the one thing that stands between Gotham and certain destruction. We are the blue wall that protects this city. And then it immediately cuts to her in her office, like, why the fuck did I say that? That was fucking stupid. Jesus Christ, I don't deserve this job. What the hell is wrong with me?
Okay, question. So you would say she's questioning her position?
Yeah, and that's the interesting thing. They don't.
You do realize the joke I'm saying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And I'm trying to talk about that.
Okay.
They don't explicitly say whether or not she has been the question in the past, because obviously New 52 she wasn't, and then Rebirth happened, blah 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 hoopty blah. I don't know if they've reestablished that she was the question at one point since Rebirth, but I'm just gonna assume they did because it kind of feels like that's what's going on. Like, she doesn't explicitly say, oh, I'm not the question anymore, but I'm the commissioner, and this feels weird. I don't feel like where I'm supposed to be. But her whole inner monologue has that kind of tone to it. And while this is happening, we're also following the free cadets who are also on the cover as they of course graduate at the start of the issue and then start their beats. The black kid is a parole officer, and he's got a whole thing where he's trying to be really encouraging to the convicts he's watching, like, hey, you can do it. I believe in you. You're gonna get back on the straight and narrow. You just gotta do these things. It's gonna be okay, man. And the senior officer who's kind of like training him on the job is like, don't fucking do that. That guy's gonna be back in Arkham in like a week. He has been working for the Joker for years. Don't waste your time. And it's clear that, like, the overarching thing is these kids are gonna get the kind of spirit beaten out of them as the book goes on. Because the Asian woman, she's on her beat on the first day, and she ends up chasing down somebody who her on-the-job training officer, her partner, racially profiles because they just got a call that said, like, hey, a black kid in a hoodie robbed a place. And then they immediately see a black kid in a hoodie, and he's like, go after him. I'm going to radio for backup. And she chases this kid down, like, 3 alleys, and then he turns around and pulls a gun, and she goes to pull her gun, and it immediately cuts away, and we find out she didn't fire on him, and that the partner was able to detain him while she was distracting him, and she's like sensationalized into this hero cop. Look, police reform in the GCPD is working. She's a clear example of, like, cops don't pull guns and shoot people anymore. And like she's a model cadet, and she's like, and
Oh
like,
no! And she's
and
just
then
going like, "I was gonna shoot him."
no, we cut to her in the bar talking to the other cadets, and she's just like, I was scared. I froze. I couldn't shoot him even if I wanted to. I have imposter syndrome now. And she goes to try and tell Montoya because Montoya gets talked into throwing a medal ceremony for this kid by some of the other police higher ups who are like, we need this good press. Uh, and she's like, I don't deserve the medal. You don't understand. And she's like, look, you were doing what you were trained to do, and it worked. And this is a good thing. We're gonna get you this medal. It's gonna be great, kid. Don't worry. And then like she goes back to her after the ceremony and tries to push even more. I shouldn't have this medal. And Montoya kind of unloads on this kid a little bit, and it freaks the kid out. And then she goes and talks to her friends about it. It's really interesting how cyclical the book kind of feels. Um, and the third kid is I believe he's meant to be Mexican. I'm not quite sure, but he does get called like something related to being brown in the issue. And like there is some strong language in this. I will say that they censor out swear words, but they do keep some
Slurs.
they keep some slurs in there because it's important to the story. Like this kid goes and he has an interview with his commanding officer when he's being given his beats. Like this is one of the toughest beats out there. You're gonna have to bust your ass to prove it to the other people on this beat. But if you do, you're gonna have a job and friends for life. And he's like, don't worry, sir, I won't let you down. And he arrives early for his first shift, and he's like, hey, here's my papers, I'm ready to go. And they're like, you're a half hour early. Go sit over there, you dumbass. And it's like, oh, he's in for it. And that's all we've seen so far. But it is really interesting, and I almost didn't read this because it's a new number one, and I already had a lot to read this week. But I'm really glad I did. I'm going to keep reading this, and I would recommend it to people.
Would you say it's a good return to like the '90s GCBD book that they made?